Liam Cross learned to hate before he learned to love, and that was going to be his downfall. He watched her across the charity gala, all golden hair and practiced smiles, working the room like she owned it. Elena Ashford, daughter of the man who'd destroyed Liam's family, the man who'd stolen his father's pharmaceutical company, driven him to bankruptcy, left him broken and dead before Liam turned 16. And now, 12 years later, Liam was a billionaire, self-made, ruthless, and he'd spent 5 years planning this moment. "She's beautiful, isn't she?" His assistant Marcus appeared at his elbow. "Too bad about her father." "Too bad," Liam echoed, though his heart was ice. James Ashford had suffered a massive stroke 6 months ago. He was alive but incapacitated, his empire crumbling without his iron grip. Ashford Pharmaceuticals was bleeding money, facing lawsuits, teetering on collapse. And Elena, she was trying desperately to save it. Every investor meeting, every press conference, every smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. Liam had watched it all. "Introduce me," Liam said. Marcus hesitated. "Are you sure about this, once you start?" "I'm sure." Liam's voice could have cut diamonds. "I've been sure for 12 years. The plan was simple. Seduce Elena Ashford, make her fall in love with him, gain her trust. Then when she was completely vulnerable, he'd buy out Ashford Pharmaceuticals from under her, strip it for parts, and destroy everything her father had built. Just like her father had done to his. But what if revenge wasn't as simple as he thought? Elena turned as they approached, and Liam felt something unexpected hit his chest. Her eyes weren't the cold blue he'd imagined. They were tired, haunted, human. "Ms. Ashford," Marcus said smoothly, "I'd like you to meet Liam Cross, CEO of Crosstech Innovations." Her handshake was firm, professional. "Mr. Cross, I've heard impressive things about your company." "And I've heard about your situation," Liam replied. "I'm sorry about your father." Something flickered across her face. Pain, relief. "Thank you, it's been difficult. I imagine running Ashford Pharmaceuticals alone can't be easy." "No," she laughed, but it sounded broken. "It's not, but I have to try. Too many people depend on us, our research, our medications." She stopped abruptly. "I'm sorry, you probably didn't come here for a sob story." "Actually," Liam leaned closer, "I came here hoping to have dinner with the most intriguing woman in the room. Are you free tomorrow night?" She blinked, clearly surprised. For a moment he thought she'd refuse. Then, "Yes, I'd like that." As she walked away, Marcus whispered, "You're playing with fire." "Good," Liam said. "I want to watch it all burn." Their first date was at Le Bernardin. Liam had expected a pampered princess. What he got was a woman who ordered the cheapest wine, who talked about pharmaceutical research with genuine passion, who admitted she'd been living at her office for 3 months. "The thing is," Elena said, pushing her halibut around her plate, "my father built something incredible. Yes, he was ruthless. Yes, he made enemies. But Ashford Pharmaceuticals has developed medications that save lives. Our cancer research alone." "Your father was ruthless," Liam cut in, testing. Elena's face went carefully blank. "He was complicated, brilliant, but yes, ruthless. He believed the ends justified the means." "And you, do you believe that?" "No," her answer was immediate, fierce. "I've spent the last 6 months discovering things he did, business practices I never knew about, people he hurt." Her voice cracked. "Companies he destroyed." Liam's chest tightened. This wasn't in the plan. She wasn't supposed to acknowledge her father's sins. "Does that change how you feel about him?" he asked. "Every day." She met his eyes, and he saw tears threatening. "I loved my father, I still do, but I'm realizing I didn't know him at all, and now I'm stuck trying to save his legacy while wanting to burn half of it down." Liam reached across the table, took her hand. It was supposed to be calculated. It felt real. "Tell me." And she did. For 3 hours, Elena poured out her heart. The lawsuit from a small biotech firm her father had crushed. The whistleblower reports she'd found hidden in his office. The employees he'd fired for questioning ethics. The families destroyed for profit. "I've been trying to make amends," she whispered. "Settling lawsuits, changing policies, but I'm running out of money and time. The board wants to sell to the highest bidder and I can't stop them. Everything he built, good and bad, will disappear." "Would that be so terrible?" Liam asked. She looked at him like he'd slapped her. "The research would disappear too. 3 cancer drugs in final trials. A Parkinson's treatment that could help millions. All of it gone because my father was a monster and I can't save his company." Liam should have felt triumphant. Instead, he felt sick. He walked her to her car, and before she got in, Elena turned to him. "Thank you for tonight, for listening. I haven't been able to talk to anyone about this." "Why me?" "Because you didn't know my father, you don't have preconceptions. You just listened." She smiled, and it was the first real smile he'd seen from her. "Can we do this again?" "Yes," he said, and meant it more than he should. As her car pulled away, Marcus appeared from the shadows. "How'd it go?" "She hates her father," Liam said slowly. "She's trying to fix his mistakes." "Perfect, she'll trust you faster." But Liam wasn't so sure anymore. What if Elena wasn't the enemy? 3 months later, Liam was in too deep. They'd had 17 dates. She'd shown him her father's hidden files, her plans to restructure the company, her dreams of keeping the research alive while dismantling the corrupt practices. She cried in his arms when another lawsuit hit. She laughed at his jokes. She kissed him like he was oxygen. And he'd fallen completely, devastatingly in love with her. "You're distracted," Marcus said, dropping a folder on Liam's desk. "The Ashford acquisition papers. Sign them and in 3 weeks the company's yours. You'll have your revenge." Liam stared at the papers. This was it. Everything he'd worked for. The board had agreed to sell. Elena didn't have the votes to stop it. Once he signed, Ashford Pharmaceuticals would be his to destroy. But destroying it would destroy her. "What if I don't sign?" Liam asked. Marcus went very still. "You're joking." "What if I invest instead, help her restructure, keep the research alive?" "After what her father did to yours," Marcus's voice rose. "Your father died because of James Ashford. He stole your company, Liam. He ruined your family. You swore." "I know what I swore." Liam stood, papers scattering. "But Elena isn't her father. She's trying to fix his mistakes." "Or she's playing you." Marcus's eyes narrowed. "Did you ever consider that? That she knows exactly who you are?" Ice flooded Liam's veins. "What?" "The daughter of James Ashford just happens to pour her heart out to a billionaire who just happens to have the money to save her company. You don't think that's convenient?" "No, she doesn't know." "Are you sure?" Marcus pulled out his phone, showed Liam a photo. Elena, age 18, at a business function, standing next to her father, and in the background, barely visible, Liam's father. "This was taken 3 months before your father died," Marcus said quietly. "Your father tried to confront James Ashford at this event. Security threw him out. The whole thing was documented." Liam's world tilted. Elena would have been there. She would have seen it, heard about it. Marcus's voice was gentle now, pitying. "Liam, I think she's known who you are from the beginning. I think this whole thing, the vulnerability, the trust, the relationship, is her playing you." "No," but his voice was weak. "She wouldn't." "Wouldn't she? Her company's dying. You're her only hope. Of course she'd seduce you." Liam's phone rang. Elena. He stared at it, his mind spinning. Was everything a lie? Had she been using him the way he'd planned to use her? He answered, "Hello." "Liam, thank God." Her voice was frantic. "I just left a board meeting. Someone made an offer to buy the company. A hostile takeover. I don't know who, but they're going to shut down all the research. Everything we've been working toward." "It's me." The words came out flat dead. "I'm the buyer, Elena." Silence. Then, "What?" "I made the offer 3 months ago, before we met, Before, he couldn't finish. "You're buying my company," her voice shook. "Why would you?" She stopped. He could hear her breathing, could almost hear her mind working. "Oh my God, your father was Richard Cross." So she did know. "When were you going to tell me?" Elena's voice broke. "When were you going to tell me you were seducing me for revenge?" "I could ask you the same thing." Liam's anger surged, protective and vicious. "When were you going to tell me you knew who I was? That this whole thing was you manipulating me into saving your company?" "What? Liam, I didn't know until right now. The name Cross I never connected. My father destroyed so many people, I didn't remember." "Convenient." "I swear to you I didn't know." She was crying now. "Everything between us was real. I love you, Liam. I love you, and you were planning to destroy me this whole time." He wanted to believe her. God, he wanted to believe her. But Marcus's words echoed, "She's playing you." "I have to go," Liam said. "Wait, please." He hung up, stared at the acquisition papers. His hands were shaking. Marcus put a hand on his shoulder. "I'm sorry, man. I know you cared about her, but you can't trust her. Sign the papers. End this." Liam picked up the pen. But what if Marcus was wrong? What if Elena was telling the truth? The gala was in 3 days, the final shareholder vote. If Liam signed the papers now, by then it would be over. Ashford Pharmaceuticals would be his. He'd won. So why did it feel like losing? He didn't call Elena, didn't answer her calls or texts. For 3 days he avoided her, buried himself in work, tried to convince himself he was doing the right thing. The night of the gala, he arrived alone. The acquisition papers were signed. The deal was done. He just had to face her one last time. Elena stood by the bar looking destroyed. Her dress was black, fitted, elegant. Her eyes were red. She saw him and went rigid. Liam crossed to her, his heart hammering. "Elena, you signed them, didn't you?" Her voice was hoarse. "The papers." "Yes." She closed her eyes, swayed. "Then it's over, everything's over." "I'm sorry." And he was, God, he was. "I know you don't believe me, but—" "Don't," she held up a hand. "Don't apologize for getting what you wanted. My father destroyed your family. You destroyed his legacy. Fair's fair." "Elena, I just have one question." She met his eyes, and the pain there nearly killed him. "Did any of it mean anything? Any of the dates, the conversations, the—" Her voice broke. "Did you ever actually care about me?" "Yes," the word ripped out of him. "Every moment was real. Elena, I fell in love with you, and it wasn't part of the plan." But not enough to stop. Tears streamed down her face. "Not enough to choose me over revenge." "How could I?" His own eyes burned. "How could I trust that you weren't using me?" "The same way I trusted you," she shouted. "By taking a leap of faith. By believing that what we had was bigger than our father's war. But you couldn't do that, could you? You couldn't trust me." She turned to leave. "Wait," Liam grabbed her arm. "Just tell me, did you know who I was?" Elena looked at him, and in her eyes he saw truth. Raw, painful, honest truth. "I found out 2 days after our first date. I found an old article about your father. I saw your last name and I remembered." Liam's heart stopped. "I should have told you," Elena continued. "But I was terrified. I thought if you knew that I knew, you'd think I was using you. So I said nothing. She laughed bitterly. "I just fell in love with you and hoped that would be enough. That love could be bigger than hate." "You knew," Liam whispered. "This whole time you knew, and you never said." "Because I was scared." Her voice cracked. "Because I'd finally found someone who saw me, not my father's daughter. Someone who made me feel alive. And I knew if you found out, you'd think exactly what you're thinking now. That I was manipulating you." "Were you?" "No," she pulled away from him. "But you'll never believe that. You can't. Because then you'd have to admit you destroyed the woman you love for nothing." She walked away, and Liam stood frozen. Marcus appeared at his side. "It's done, congratulations, you got what you wanted." But had he? Liam watched Elena disappear into the crowd, and suddenly, with perfect clarity, he understood. Revenge wasn't what he wanted. It had never been what he wanted. What he wanted was standing across the room, heartbroken because of him. "Marcus," Liam said slowly, "you told me Elena knew who I was, that she was using me." "Yes. But you didn't have proof, did you? You just suspected." Marcus shifted uncomfortably. "I was protecting you." Or, Liam turned to face his assistant, his friend, "you were protecting the plan. You knew if I fell in love with her, I'd never go through with it. So you made sure I didn't trust her." "Liam, how long have you been in love with revenge, Marcus?" "My revenge, living through my anger because you don't have your own." Liam's voice was quiet, dangerous. "My father died. That was my pain, my choice to make. And you took it from me. I was helping you." "No," Liam pulled out his phone. "You were using me, just like I used Elena, just like her father used everyone. We're all so busy using each other, we forgot how to actually connect." He dialed his lawyer. "Jeremy, the Ashford acquisition, I need you to restructure it, not a buyout, an investment, equal partnership. Elena Ashford remains CEO with full control. I want the deal redrafted by morning." "Liam, what are you doing?" Marcus demanded. "Something I should have done 3 months ago." Liam hung up, choosing love over hate. He found Elena in the garden, sitting on a bench, staring at nothing. "I'm restructuring the deal," he said without preamble. She looked up, confusion and hope warring in her expression. "What?" "I'm not buying your company, I'm investing in it. You keep control. You keep your research, I want to help if you'll let me." "Why?" She stood slowly. "Why now?" "Because I've spent 12 years hatting your father, and in 3 months you taught me something he never could. That love is stronger than revenge. That trust is braver than suspicion. That choosing to believe in someone even when you're scared, especially when you're scared, that's what makes us human." Tears streamed down her face. "You hurt me." "I know," his own voice broke. "I hurt you and I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make it right. But Elena, I love you. I loved you after the first date. I loved you when I thought you were using me. I love you now. And if you give me a chance, I'll prove that love is real." "How?" She wrapped her arms around herself. "How do I trust you after this?" "The same way I'm trusting you." He took a step closer, by taking a leap of faith. For a long moment she just stared at him. Then, "I'm terrified." "Me too. If I let you back in, if I give you my heart again and you break it." "I won't." He closed the distance between them. "I can't promise I'll be perfect. I can't promise we won't fight or struggle or hurt each other sometimes. But I can promise I'll never stop choosing you, never stop believing in us." Elena's hand came up to his chest, rested over his heart. "I still love you, even after everything, I still love you." "Then let me love you back." He covered her hand with his. "Let me prove I can be the man you deserve." She looked up at him and slowly, carefully she nodded. "Okay, but we start over, no more secrets, no more hidden agendas." "No more hidden agendas," he agreed. She kissed him then, soft and tentative and full of fragile hope. And Liam kissed her back, pouring everything he felt into it. Apology, promise, love. When they broke apart, Elena whispered, "Your father would be proud of you, not for the revenge, for choosing something better." "I think he would be." Liam pulled her close. "And I think he'd love you, because you're everything good that came from something terrible. You're proof that we can be better than our parents." "We can try," she said, "together." 1 year later, Crosstech Innovations and Ashford Pharmaceuticals announced their merger. Not a hostile takeover, a true partnership. The company was renamed Cross Ashford Medical, and their first act was settling the outstanding lawsuits from James Ashford's era and establishing a fund for families he'd harmed, including Liam's own. Elena stood beside him at the press conference, their hands intertwined. "We can't change the past," she told reporters, "but we can choose who we become, and we choose to be better." That night in the apartment they now shared, Liam pulled Elena into his arms. "I have something for you. If it's another apology, I'll scream." He laughed, not an apology. He pulled out a small velvet box. Elena's breath caught. "I spent years planning revenge," Liam said, opening the box to reveal a ring. "I want to spend the rest of my life planning our future instead. Marry me, Elena. Let's build something beautiful from all this pain." She was crying, nodding, pulling him into a kiss that tasted like tears and joy and second chances. "Yes," she whispered against his lips. "Yes, yes, yes." They'd both had hidden agendas once. They'd both been consumed by their father's legacies, their own pain, their desperate need to control an uncontrollable world. But they'd learned something better. That love required vulnerability. That trust required risk. That the bravest thing they could do was choose each other every single day, even when it scared them. Especially when it scared them. And as Liam slipped the ring onto Elena's finger, as she smiled at him with everything she was, he knew. This was the real victory. Not revenge, not destruction, but choosing against all odds to love.